Three Arsenal players are almost certain to leave the club this summer, while Gabriel Magalhaes is close to agreeing a new long-term contract. And more. This is all the latest Arsenal news with Now Arsenal. First, let's talk about Arsenal's exit from the EFL Cup on Wednesday. The Gunners were knocked out of the competition after a 2-0 defeat to Newcastle. A trip to Wembley was just one round away, but Arsenal were unable to overcome the Magpies at St James's Park. Mikel Arteta's men were outclassed over the two legs, having also lost 2-0 at the Emirates last month. That result means that the only trophies left for the Gunners to fight for this season are the English Premier League, where the team currently sits 6 points behind Liverpool, and the UEFA Champions League. Despite last night's defeat, there was some good news for the club. Brazilian centre-back Gabriel is on the verge of agreeing a new long-term deal at the Emirates. Players' representatives and the club's hierarchy have been locked in negotiations over the past few months. However, reports suggest that a deal is now imminent. Arsenal are keen to reward Gabriel for his fine form over the past year. The 27-year-old has been one of the Gunners' most consistent performers this season, alongside centre-back partner William Saliba. The Brazilian and Frenchman are arguably the best centre-back pairing in the world at the moment, so it's no surprise that Mikel Arteta is keen to keep them together in North London. Gabriel is set for a huge pay rise on his current £100,000 a week deal. Along with Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard, he's now one of Mikel Arteta's most reliable players and leaders. Not only is the 27-year-old an important presence at the back, he's also a goal threat for Arsenal. Gabriel has scored 5 goals in all competitions this season and is a constant danger from set pieces. As for Martinelli, the winger was forced off late in the first half against Newcastle, adding to Arsenal's growing injury concerns. There were some doubts as to whether the injury was serious, but the latest update suggests that he will travel with the team to the Dubai camp. Speaking after the match, Mikel Arteta acknowledged Martinelli's discomfort and confirmed that further assessment would be needed. He felt something, I think it was his hamstring, and he wasn't comfortable to continue, Arteta told reporters. So we will have to have an MRI scan to see the extent of the injury. The Gunners have endured an injury-plagued season with key players such as Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Ben White and Takahiro Tomiyasu all spending time on the sidelines. Their 10-day break comes at a crucial time as they look to recover and refocus following their Carabao Cup and FA Cup exits. With Arsenal's focus now solely on the Premier League and Champions League, Arteta has urged his players to use the Dubai camp as a chance to reset. We need to swallow this one. It's a tough one, Arteta said after the defeat to Newcastle. We have to look forward. First of all, this is going to be a painful one, but while we're in Dubai, we need to recharge and then go again because we still have a lot to play for. The Gunners will train at the same facility as in previous years, with sessions aimed at recharging the squad ahead of the title race. A similar mid-season break last year proved crucial as Arsenal returned from Dubai to win 16 of their final 18 league games. Within the next game against Leicester City on 17th of February, Arteta will be hoping that the Dubai camp can once again act as a turning point in Arsenal's season. So let's now turn our attention to the potential departures Arsenal could see this summer. Perhaps the least surprising of these is Kieran Tierney. The Scottish left-back has fallen down the pecking order in North London in recent years due to new options and a turbulent injury record. After an otherwise moderately successful loan spell with Real Sociedad was cut short by injury last season, disaster struck for Tierney when he suffered a serious hamstring problem with Scotland at Euro 2024. The injury saw the 27-year-old miss all of pre-season with Arsenal as well as the first few months of the current season, making a return into Mikel Arteta's starting 11 a distant dream for all parties. Instead, Tierney is now reportedly set to return to his boyhood club, Scottish Premiership champions Celtic, with whom he played for 14 years, both in the boys' academy and professionally, before joining Arsenal in August 2019. Celtic were linked with a move for Tierney for much of the now closed January transfer window, but with Arteta reluctant to cut his already thin squad, a deal never materialised, and Brendan Rodgers' side were told in no uncertain terms that the Scotland international was not for sale. However, with Tierney's Arsenal contract due to expire in the summer, he is now free to negotiate free transfers with foreign clubs as he enters the final 6 months of his current deal. And according to various reports, he has agreed terms with Celtic over a summer move. Although Arteta still values Tierney as a key member of his squad, the defender has made just 5 appearances for the Gunners this season, starting just once in the Carabao Cup. Second on the list is Jakub Kiwior, who's attracting plenty of interest from Italy. Both Napoli and Atlanta have made reportedly offers for the Polish centre-back in January transfer window. Napoli reportedly tabled a £12.5 million bid for the defender, well below Arsenal's valuation. It was believed that the Gunners wanted closer to £20 million to let the defender leave last month, and Napoli didn't come back with a second bid. Arsenal were also reluctant to let the player leave because of Mikel Arteta's current injury crisis. However, the situation will be very different in the summer, and Jakub Kiwior is one player that Arsenal will let go for the right price. Another defender set to leave the club at the end of the season is Alexander Zinchenko. Despite starting most of the games in his debut year at the club, the Ukrainian has been left out of the first team following the signings of Jurriën Timber and Ricardo Calafiori. Borussia Dortmund were heavily linked with a move for Zinchenko last month, but a deal failed to materialise. Like Jakub Kiwior, Zinchenko wants more minutes next season, something Mikel Arteta cannot offer either player. And another player set to leave the Emirates is one of Mikel Arteta's first signings, Albert Sambi Lokonga. The Gunners signed the Belgian 4 years ago for a fee in the region of £17 million. However, Lokonga has spent the last 2 seasons on loan and is now asked to leave the club permanently this summer. The 25-year-old is currently on loan in Spain with Sevilla and hopes to join the club on a permanent basis soon. Lokonga made 24 appearances in his debut season in the Premier League alongside Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. Hopes were high for the new signing, but fierce competition for places left him surplus to requirements under Mikel Arteta. Since then, the midfielder has enjoyed loan spells at Crystal Palace and Luton Town before moving to Spain ahead of this season. On his current campaign with Sevilla, he said, "I feel very good at Sevilla. I'm growing and feeling better with every game. Since leaving Anderlecht, Sevilla is the first club where I feel very, very good. I want to stay, but it's not just my decision. It's still early days and we'll see each other at the end of the season." Sevilla still have a £10 million buy option included in Sambi Albert Lokonga's loan deal, which they can activate at the end of the season. However, it remains to be seen whether they will make use of this option. It would be nice for both the player and the club to complete the deal, especially if Arsenal managed to sign Real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubamendi as expected. All in all, Arsenal look set for one of the busiest summers in the club's history with both arrivals and departures. And with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe to Now Arsenal and check more information on our media channels. That's the NowArsenal.com website and our socials across Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, which you can find in the description below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video when we bring you more news on Arsenal Football Club.